Greetings, everyone. So the homework on on spanning trees, and so here are some pictures. This was question number 16 that I asked you to do, but question number 16 that is the breadth first search that you have to do in these three the three trees that have graphs that we have here. So the breadth first so we have let's quickly review both of them. So we have the depth first search. This is where you want to make we want to make long paths as far as we can, and here we're going to take as many children. Okay, so that's in the depth first we're going to try to go as far as we can. In the breadth first we're going to take as many children as we can. Okay, so I'm not doing the well, okay, perhaps I can do the one. Let's do number 13, breadth first. Let's start with that. Okay, and I'm going to do this using so each time we say they start with the root. So we have to start with the root. And then we take all the children of the root, that is these two, and then that's it. We go to the next level. Now we take the children of the children. So B has no child. Well, B has one child. Well, sorry, I'm so sorry. No, I say it wrong. A is the root. Its neighbors are going to be its children. Okay, sorry, you become a child once you're inside a tree. At the moment, they are just neighbors, right? So now we go to B. B has two neighbors, A and C, but neither one can be a child anymore because it would create a tree. C has three neighbors, A, B, and D, but only one is a viable child. That is D. Okay, so now we are in D. D has three neighbors. C, of course, it's now become his parent, so we cannot go there anymore, but we can take E and F. E has three neighbors, the parent, of course not. F, which is a sibling, he cannot take that either anymore, so he has to now go to H. That's the only one he can do. And the same is true for F, so F can only do this. And we see now the same thing happens here. H has to take, the only neighbor that is still left is I, and the only neighbor left is there. And so here you see this is a tree. And what is the length, just the level of this tree perhaps? Remember we start at A, right? So these are the level 2. This will be level 3. These are level 4, level 5, level 6. It is visually a little bit misleading, right? It's not this. This is the tree, right? So, okay. And it's a binary tree. The arity is 2 here. So it is not really drawn as a tree, but that's not, on graphs like that, we don't need to do that. Okay. Just to compare what would be the length, the depth first, where we start at A and we take an arbitrary neighbor. So I'm going to take B and keep trying to take neighbors keep finding a next one. Okay, there is a next one that I can take, this one. There's a next one I can take. I'm going to take this one. I can take E. I'm going to take H. I'm going to take I. It's not the smartest thing to do because once I'm in I realize, oh, I cannot do anything anymore. I haven't gotten everything. So what I need to do is backtrack. Now, once I am in, so I'm in I. There's nothing left anymore, so I backtrack. Do I have anything else can I do in H? Yes, you can. So we go in H. And then what can I do here in G? I can go to J, and then I have everything. Okay, I did, so perhaps perhaps it might be a little bit, why did you go up here? Right, I don't need to go up. There's no, I think in the, it says here, choose A and assume that the vertices are ordered alphabetically. So you're trying to do it alphabetically, but it doesn't have to. So for instance, in F, we took E because it's alphabetically below it. I guess I didn't actually follow my own that advice anyway. So, but let's take instead of G and then J, just to see how this happens, okay? So at J, of course, you're stuck. Now you have to backtrack. You can go to G, and to G you can go up. And now you have, again, choice. You can go either left or right. Let's go right, and let's take I, okay? And I was stuck. So we go up to, we backtrack. We go back to H. Do we have alternatives, yes, we can go to E. Okay, and you see this is a different one than the first one I have found. Okay, so I'm not going to do the depth first. I'm going to do the breadth first now on the next one. So we start with A. Now, what is the breadth first? Again, we take all neighbors and make children. Okay, B has still one unused neighbor that becomes its child. G has two of them. Okay. Now C has nothing else anymore. With C we cannot go to H anymore because H has been taken. Okay. So this is again also something you might in the breadth first. You have to do level by level. That's the if you look at the recursive way that it is set up in the I didn't discuss it, but in the textbook they discuss the pseudocode and it's recursive. You do level by level. I'm saying that because suppose if I would have first done, if I would work with C and then say, okay, let's go see what I can do with C. C still has a child, and I would take this as its child. See, that's a different choice. Now all of a sudden H becomes a child of C instead of becoming a child of, and it would therefore would be on a lower level. So we have to really do this level by level. Okay, so I have to do G first now, so that's why the original one is correct. Now, the next level are these three, right? So in other words, I have to do one at a time. Okay, so at C I have nothing left anymore. L I don't have left anymore, and in H I have two choices. I can go there and I go there. Okay, so now at M I cannot do anything anymore. At I have a lot of choices. I can go there, 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 and there. All these are valid. Okay, so now the next one that we have to look at is these three leaves here. These are now the three ones that we have to consider. In which order, that is a little bit, well, alphabetically or not. So if we take D, we cannot do anything with D. With E, E has still one child left, so let's take that child then. Okay. J has also one child left. Okay. And N has no child left, and we have our spanning tree. Okay, and then the last one is this one. So let me make it a little bit larger. Okay, so again we start from A. Okay, we start at A. We take the children B and E. Now we have to take the children of B. B has two children. So okay, you see that there is still different answers. It's not always the right answer. If I start looking at B first, then its children will become C and F. However, if I first consider E, then I have to take C and F as the children of E. So you see there are two choices that we made here. So it is any of these search algorithms are not really uniquely determine the spanning tree that you get, unless you have an extra criterion that you say that you order the tree and always try to do the lowest one possible. That is also, if you look at again at the recursive way it's set up, that is how it actually is done. So let's follow that rule, and so we have the two children B and E. B has the smallest, so I have to deal with B first. So I'm taking C and F as its children. Now E still has a child left, a neighbor left that I can use, and that is J. Don't forget that, right? That's another thing. Okay, so we go to the next level. We finished level 2, so perhaps now we are level 2. So perhaps let's keep track. We're now in level 2. Well, we finished level 2, so we start with level. So how are we gonna do this? Okay. Yeah, I have to somehow keep track of this. So let me keep track of it this way. So level 1, I'm done. Level 2, I'm done. Now I start with level 3. Level 3 contains C, F, and J. Again, I do it in the alphabetic order because it makes a difference again, because C has one neighbor that I can make a child, that is D. But if I do F first, then that would be the child of F. Now F doesn't have any children left anymore, any neighbors left, so no children. Okay, in this tree. So now we go to J, that's the last one of level 3. And it has quite a lot of neighbors that are unused yet. So I can take all of these neighbors. Okay. I'm done with level 3, so we go to level 4. Now D has nothing. We know G, H, and I also I'm done. But then we have K and P. These are the ones that it can still do something. So I'm gonna do alphabetically with K. K has quite a lot of neighbors. Okay. P also has quite a lot of neighbors. And that is so now in level 5. Now we see that in level 5 the only things that we can do is Q, R, and T. Alphabetically we have to take Q first. So then this would be S, and that's the only one left, so we are done. Okay, so we see that we are at level 5 now, right? This is what I said, right? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. So S is the only one at level 5. And this gives me a spanning tree. Again, it doesn't look like a tree the way it's depicted. We normally put a tree like from the top down, right? But that's not necessary. You can draw it if you want to, but which I did in the lecture. I drew it, right? But here I want to show you can do it actually on the picture itself. Okay, let's move to the next question. That was 27C. We can go up here now. So number 27C, and what was that? That was I think the 6 queen chess problem, right? So this is going to take us a while. So perhaps I'll better give myself space and start it here. So 27C. And let me double check here that I'm doing the right thing. 27C. Yeah, so that is the 6 queen. Okay. So I'm going to get myself paper that allows me to draw it easier. So we have 6 here. That is quite a big board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. We start with the empty board. Okay, so I'm not going to draw the empty board here. So here's my empty board. Okay, allow me not to have to. I don't want to draw too many boards here. Okay, so here's my board. Okay, and remember what we always do. This is level 1. And then here will be level 2, and then we will do level 3, and the levels correspond to the columns. That in each of these, in the first column, I'm going to put the first queen. In the second, on the second level, I'm going to put the second queen in the second column. All right, and so on. So, and we start always. We try to do the first row, and if that doesn't work, so that the levels are determined by the columns. The children will be determined by the rows. Okay, so we go to the top row, and then the next one we can do is we go down. No, why do you do this? Okay. So we have our queen here. So we now have to fill in the second column. And where can we put our queen? Let's look at what is taken by the queen. So let me make that red here. So of course the spot itself. These are all taken. These are all taken. And these are all taken because that is how queens can walk. So the first available spot for us is this one. In the second column, right? We try and do in the second column. Okay. Moving on to the third column. So we have now this. We also have this. So let's put in, we have already, these are out, right? But this queen also blocks a lot of things. This is what she blocks, and she blocks this, and she also blocks this. Did I forget anything? No, I don't think so. Okay. So remember, we have to try to put in the third column as high as possible, row-wise, a queen. Now there is a position. Oh no, sorry. I see. This is also a position because this queen, of course, can walk this way too. I knew that I was forgetting something. So the next position that we can take, the highest possible in column 3 is this one. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to draw it one more time. I'm not going to always draw all the boards anymore. You'll see what I'll do. So we have one here, we have one here, and we have one here, right? Okay, let's see what is all out. So this is all out, this is all out, of course this one too, this is all out, This is all out. This is all out. This is all out. And then all the diagonal guys. So what else am I missing? Diagonal here. I've this diagonal I'm missing. I think I got everything now. Yeah, okay. So I have a position. Remember, the highest possible that I can choose. Well, there's only one choice I can make, so I choose this one. Okay. So let's move down. I'm gonna get myself a little bit to the right here. So we get a queen here, queen here, queen here, and a queen there. Okay, so what is out? This, 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 this. Let's do the rows first, then the columns that are out. Of course, the first 4 columns are out, right? So let me. So this was the third. This was the 5th column. By virtue of the fact that we put queens in the columns, those columns are all gone. So, but the whole thing that we now have to make sure is also, are we missing any diagonals? There's a diagonal here. There's a diagonal there. And I think I got, oh no, there's a diagonal here. Right. Yeah, so I have one free spot. I'm going to put my queen here. That's the only choice I have. But we see already that there is nothing left in the next row. Even before I put in the queen in the 5th row, there was nothing in the 6th row. So this one, it was kind of fruitless to try to put it, because it wait, why was that? Yes. So I know that this position never can win because I can never put anything in the 6th row. So I could have stopped here as well. Okay? But okay, let me put the X here just to show. In any case, I know that I cannot go down. That is clear. So I'm not going to draw things that don't work. I can backtrack here at this point already. So backtracking means I have to go to the previous position and change my mind in this column. But I couldn't change my mind in this column because there was only one position. So I have to even backtrack further and see, okay, I have to change my mind about this X. So let's do this. There's one other choice I could have made. I could have gone here. So this is X, this is X. So I'm now not choosing. Let me put in again what is, let's show what is out, right? So now we have to fill in the diagonals, this diagonal, this diagonal, and this diagonal. Okay, we tried this position. Now we backtracked, and that's why we need to go to the next available position, that is this one. Okay, so let's see what result of this would be. So I do this here. So we have a queen here, we have a queen here, and a queen all the way down there. Okay, so what does this mean? Of course, these rows are gone. The first 3 columns are gone, that we know. That's the way we construct things. And now we have to look at the diagonals. This is a diagonal this way. This diagonal, there's a diagonal going that way. And this, I think I got all my diagonals, right? Yep. Yeah, okay. I think I got everything. So I see there is still a available position. I can choose this one here. Okay. All right. But you see already the problem. Even without filling in what the effect of this queen is, well, okay, now we see that this row is now taken, but this was the only available position in this row. So let me just, for the sake of it, for the sake of completeness, put it in here. So okay, it's not, it's a little bit out of thing, but it's still. So we have now that this is also blocked, and also this is blocked. So there is no choice in the 5th column anymore. So we have to backtrack. But in the previous position, I had only one choice, right? This is clear from the picture. There was only one choice, right? So that's why I do putting these dots. It tells me what kind of choices I had. So I have to backtrack even further. But this one was the last possible choice I had. I couldn't. I tried the third column. This is about the third column, right? So that's what you can keep track on. What are we talking to do? We tried all possible positions in the third column. So even that is no longer true. So we have to backtrack to the second column. Okay? And so we have to move this now one down. Okay? Now, so okay. Okay. Yes, we have to do it. Let's do it. Okay. So what I'm going to do. So remember now. I should keep track of this, but it is getting really too full. Well, perhaps I can do. I have still a little bit space on the side, so I'm going to do this one more time. So remember, what I'm doing now is reconsidering this. Okay, so I'll do it here still. I still have a little bit of space. I'm saying, okay, the second column, I couldn't take this one. That didn't work, so I'm going to take the next available position. Okay, so what is that? Sorry, yeah, I should have, of course. Okay, I didn't do the dots from the first one, right? So remember, these are the dots of the positions that the previous one are blocked. Okay, so now, okay, now we have to go. Now, what I'm going to do is, how far do I have to do? What do I have to keep track of? Right, the whole point is to find a solution, not to create a tree. So I need this information still. I cannot erase this yet because I need to know what are the things that I'm trying to do with the second column. Okay? But anything below here, we know cannot work. So I don't need to keep them anymore. So I can erase them. Now what I'm gonna do is, of course, so I'm gonna erase them in the sense that I'm gonna just empty them. Well, I shouldn't have emptied that, but okay, let's just empty that. I'm saying I don't need this anymore. Because I know that no child of this guy gives me a solution. Okay, so this is a losing position if you want. So that's why I'm no longer keeping tabs on what was happening in that branch if you want. Okay, so all right, so here we go. I erased a little bit too much, but okay, let me do it. So let's continue here. Oh, let's go to the left here because I think I might have to branch again. So I'm going to go here now. So we had this X here and then queen here. Okay, so let's see what is rules out. Otherwise get confused. Of course, it's first two columns, also this row, and now the diagonals. This diagonal, this diagonal, and this diagonal. Okay. In the third column, I have now two possibilities. So I have to keep track. This is important, right? So this is my first possible choice. And now I'm going to have to see what is the result of that. I have to erase. Try to keep a little bit repurpose as much as I can. So this one and this one, right? So okay, let's fill in what we have. Okay, this column, this row, and now the diagonals. To do this diagonal first. This queen's diagonals are this queen's diagonals are these, and these. Okay. I have only one choice in the fourth column. So if there's a solution, it has to be this one. I cannot backtrack anymore. So let's see what this would be. Yeah, I can keep. I have to. These are all different, right? I have to make sure that I don't. Just the very first one is the same. Okay, so we have a queen in here, a queen up there, a queen down here. Okay, and now what does this mean? First do with the rows. I like to do it systematically. We know that the first four columns are gone, and now we have to think of the diagonals. This diagonal, this queen is everything covered. This queen has this diagonal, this queen. Oh, this is also this part, right? Yeah. Oh, and I know you see that I cannot win. I can put something in the fifth column, but I cannot put anything in the sixth column. So let's not do this anymore. So we know this is a loss again. Okay. Now, if you have to do this on a quiz, of course you have to keep track of this. Right? I'm kind of erasing things as I speak, right? So it is difficult to do this on a static thing, not on a movie, right? But okay. So I won't make it such a. This is a really long problem, right? We were working on it a long time, and we're not done yet. Far from, actually. Okay, let's move on a little bit. So we know now we cannot go back. We backtrack to the previous situation, but we know there's no backtracking there either, because we had no choice. So we go to the previous one. So we know that choosing X, the queen, to be in here was not a viable position. So the other position is here. Okay. So so in other words, in this situation, so let's copy this situation again. So this it comes from, so we are backtracking to level 3, where we look at the next possibility. Now let's see what is the next possibility. Okay, so we see that the third column has two options. The first option we tried, that was the highest possible what we tried. So the next highest possible we can try is this one. Okay, so let's see where this leads now. Okay, if to erase everything here, at least the inside part here. Okay, so we put our queens. Our queen goes here, right, and the other queen goes here. Okay, so what is that to take care of? Okay, the rows, this row is now closed, this row is closed. Then the diagonals, this diagonal, this diagonal, this diagonal, and this diagonal. That's good. There are still choices, but I see already that it doesn't work, but okay, let's work it out. There's one more choice. I have to put in the fourth row, this is only column, sorry, this is the only choice I have. So if this doesn't work, I have to backtrack again. So let's erase everything here. Oh, this is not, yeah, why is it not erasing? Oh, this was a picture. Oh, that's why I cannot erase. Pictures cannot be erased for some reason, okay. Cut, let's just cut it. Yeah, let me just make a copy of it. I'll repurpose it later. So, okay, so we had an X here, a queen here, a queen was there, and a queen was here. Okay, and now we start putting in the first four columns are now taken. The diagonals, let's do the diagonal, that diagonal, this diagonal, this diagonal, and okay, I think I have everything, but even so, even if I don't have everything, I don't have anything left anymore in the fifth column. In the fifth column. So again, I'm stuck. So I have to go back up. We know that there was no backtracking here. Well, we backtracked to the only possibility, so we go back to here. Was there another possibility? Yes, we could have, instead of putting the queen here, we could have put, oh no, we couldn't, sorry. I knew there was something missing here in this picture, right? No, sorry. I've got a little bit confused here. Okay, so we know that here we cannot do anything more, so we backtrack to this position. We had no other choice. We go to the previous position. I was looking in the wrong column, right? That's why it's important to keep track of this. This is about the third column. We were trying to put something in the third column. We tried it already in this position. We tried in the other position that was available, but there are no more further positions available. So even this doesn't work anymore. Sorry, these were both parents. These were both children of the same parent. So even this choice in the second column was not working. So I have to backtrack to the next possibility, which is putting myself in this position. Okay. Yeah, we're getting a little bit out of space, but I'm gonna go this way. So now we have to go even one position lower in the second column, and there's still the last one left if this doesn't work. And I kind of know the answer, so you probably guys do if you did this already. So for those that haven't done it, so okay, so this is that, and then there's also this one, and there's also that one, right? So there's only one possibility in the third column, so let's put it here. So we go down. This is now the fourth column that we're going to deal with. If you do this a lot, you start thinking this is not possible anymore, right? The more you do this, you see, oh, this is just really impossible. Look how hard it is to do this. Okay. Did I miss something? I don't think so, right? I think I got everything. So we do have a position. We have this position here. We can play this position. Okay. Let's go to the next. We go one level down. What can we do here? So this. Oh, sorry guys. I am putting myself in. I see what I did. I moved. I'm sorry. I made a mistake, right? I'm in the wrong level. I should have copied this one. Sorry. I put the third level answer here already. This should not have been here, right? So be careful now. So I have to do. This is getting a little bit. There's no reason to. These two are out. Oh no, okay. Sorry, I'm trying to restore the previous picture. Right, sorry. I should have put it here, right? I filled it in the wrong spot. So this is not yet, I shouldn't do this yet. So, I think this, oh no, this. Let me double check here which one of these things are actually here. No, sorry, okay. Ignore a little bit. You see there was only one position here for the third. Now is the fourth one. Sorry, I have to do the fourth one here. I put it in, I did the fourth one on the third level and the third one on the second level. That's the mistakes I make. So now I have to do this. This is the diagonals that you always have to be careful about, that you don't forget the diagonals. Okay, so now on this level we have only one choice. We have to put this guy here. Then we can go to the next level. No, because I was thinking, how can I be already 5 queens and I have still one? It didn't work out. Okay, so it was wrong. Okay, X here, queen here, little queen here, another queen there. Okay, so what can we do now in the fifth column? There is a possibility in the fifth column, that is for sure, I think. Let's see. Well, let's see. So, okay, the diagonals, there's this diagonal, there's this diagonal, there's this diagonal, there's this diagonal. I think I got all the diagonals. I have one position left that I can play. And now it is clear that this is a losing position because it will block everything in the sixth column. So I'm not going to work it out anymore. Means that this is losing, right? Because in the next picture, it will be clear that this is also blocked now. I cannot put the queen here because this one is also blocking that queen, and these are already blocked by the others. Okay, so this is losing, so I backtrack. What was the choice that I had here? Can I backtrack to another choice? No, there was no other choice here possible. I had to go there, so I backtrack. So this is why it's at this point, even in this point, remember, I couldn't backtrack anymore. There was only one choice. So even this means that this play is also not going to work. So the next one that I have to do is now where I put this X all the way in the bottom. Okay. Now I'm gonna have to do this here. I'm sorry, this not where it's supposed to be. Oh, let me do this. So it is a bit out of order here, but again, it's not the tree that we're trying to do. We're trying to solve the problem. Okay, so this is X here. So everything underneath, anything in level 3 and below is no longer important for us. We know it's not possible. The only thing that we now have to check is this a viable option? If this is not a viable option, then we have to go back one higher level, and then the next one we would play, let's already make sure that we know what it is the next one we're going to do. This will be the next one we will do. Let me get rid of this little arrow here. So this should be this. Okay, that would be this position. Okay, so let's see whether this we still have to work this out. Let's work this out here. So again, these two columns are gone, and also these rows, and then this diagonal and this diagonal. Okay, so what can we do in the third level? Yeah, sorry, I keep filling in the dots there. I should not do that, right? I shouldn't have done that. So let me backtrack here because it's going to confuse me. No, okay. Sorry. I'm sorry, I'm doing it a little bit I want to do it as systematic as possible, otherwise you might get yourself confused too. I'm putting in the second one, so I don't know the effect of the second one. The effect of the second one, I always look at the third one because that's when I need to know what the second one has done to my board. So this is where I put in all these forbidden positions, right? Because now it is about putting in the third guy. Now where can I put him and where can I not put him? Well, the third queen has actually 3 positions, so I'm gonna have to backtrack 3 times here if potentially. So if I go there, so okay, so we're gonna need to repurpose things here. So I'm gonna get rid of that is a little bit out of here that we don't get. But it is this one I want to repurpose because otherwise I don't have enough space here. So I'm gonna go here. So we have this here, we have a queen here, we have a queen here. Okay, so what is the effect of putting in that third queen? Now also this row becomes out of bounds. The first 3 columns come about. Now the diagonals, there is this diagonal, there is this diagonal, and there is this diagonal. And I see already, although I can do the 4th row, I cannot do the 5th row anymore. So I know that this is no longer, I have to, whatever I do here, it is a losing position because of this. Okay, so I'm losing here. This is the losing proposition here. So I backtrack, and in other words, I have to revise this choice, and this choice, the next choices would be that one. So this is, so these 2 are correct, but now I'm going to choose this one, right? So let's plug in. Yeah, before I plug it in, let's. I should make the same picture here, right? Okay, so oh, I'm thinking, how come there's less positions? Because I made no. Oh, I made a 7 here. This is too big, guys. Not that it mattered, but I made a mistake here, right? I did it again correctly here. So this one actually has 1 row too many. Yeah, this is a mistake. Yeah, this is silly, of course. Right, this is an extra row here. Yeah, how to do this? Okay, this row is double. Okay, so you squeeze it in here. I'm not going to draw it. Okay, sorry. So there's only 2 positions, that position and this is that position. So that is still possible. So this comes from, yeah, let's keep track where it comes from. Otherwise we're getting confused ourselves. It comes, so these both come from this position, right? Because we have backtracking, we need to know where to backtrack to. So okay, in this one, okay, so let's make so okay, this is no longer its child. Now this will become the child of this guy, so these two I can keep. Okay, so the third one we're gonna put here. Okay, and if this doesn't work, I know I have to backtrack all the way up. Okay, so what is this excludes now? Well, we have this diagonal, we have this diagonal, we have this diagonal, and we have this diagonal. And again, I see, and actually for the same reason, I have again a losing position in the fifth column. And this was the only other possibility at this level. At this level, there were only two possibilities. Yeah, sorry, I should perhaps redraw this. Let me redraw this. I'm sorry, I shouldn't, because otherwise you don't see it perhaps properly. So let me draw this correctly. So this is how it was, and so x comes here. So we had this guys. Yes, okay, I think this is how it was, right? Okay, so the only two possibilities that I had in that third column, I have exhausted them. So I have to go back to the second column, but in the second column I tried all possible positions. The third, the fourth, the fifth, and the sixth position, none of which led me to a result. That means I have to backdrop to one higher. I tried everything that has this in the corner, so this cannot be in the corner, so we have to put it there. Okay, and now we start over again with this one. Everything else I don't need to know anymore, so I can erase everything else here, meaning to say I don't need to know anymore what its children are, and I'm going to repurpose this. Well, now I'm going to empty these guys, okay? Let's empty a couple of them. I don't think I need that many anymore, but let's see. We are approaching the solution for those that are getting really impatient. Okay, let's see what we need more. Okay, so I'm going here and try to put in the second row. So what can I do? Well, as long as you no, be careful here. I'm a bit sloppy here. This is, I did again 7. What am I doing? Three, 6, 3, 6. Okay, yeah, okay. So this one, and then this is out, and then also this diagonal is out, and this diagonal is out. Okay, so we have a couple of choices. So let's start with the first choice that we have is in the second column is there. Okay, so we have this guy and this guy. So in our columns, these two columns are now gone. These two rows are gone. And what are the diagonals? This diagonal, and this diagonal, right? Yep. So I have again two possibilities. I can go up or I can go down. So let's do the up one first, right? We always try the highest one first. So we go there. So what does this lead to? I'm not gonna draw. Let's move to here. This one is no, yeah, let me disconnect things that are not, so this is not used yet. I don't want to confuse myself with, as long as I'm not too far away, this is all not. Okay, let's get rid of these guys. I'll do the rest later. Okay, so what was it going to, yes, this one. I have one here. Where is it going? Yeah, here and here. And now what can I do in the fourth column? Okay, so this, we are now looking at the fourth column. I think I did everything right. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's possible. There's only one possibility, so it's actually always good that there's only one possibility, because it's backtracking means that I can go, I won't have to do anything else here. So let's move back here then, but of course this is then no longer the actual correct one. Okay, so we have a queen here, there's another queen sitting here, and a queen is lurking here. Okay, so let's see what these queens are up to. Okay, so we have this. We have also these rows. And then what are the diagonals? This diagonal is taken, this diagonal. Yup, okay. And I see already that this is not going to work because I have only one choice here, and now this is going to make me lose again. I cannot put a queen there, and that's the only possibility. Okay, so I have to backtrack to the previous level, which has no other choice. So I have to backtrack to the level before. Oh, there was a choice, so I have to try this one out. Are you still with me, or are you gone? You must have fallen asleep. Who is not fallen asleep yet? Okay. Oh, no. I'm filling in again, which I shouldn't have done. Ay. Sorry, I should not. Yes, I'm sorry about this. I keep doing this and then work in the wrong thing, right? These, okay, are blocked, and this is blocked, and this is blocked. But the effect of what putting in the third column, I should only look in the fourth column for it. Sorry, I keep doing this, and that is. Oh, I shouldn't have erased this. This is the one that I have to erase. Okay, well, let me. Okay. So I put this X here. So what am I doing now? What is the effect of this? Okay, so this is definitely still correct. This one, this one, this one. Now what are the diagonals? The diagonal there and the diagonal there. I think I got everything. Okay, again in two possibilities. So I'm gonna have to backtrack to either one, if potentially. So this means, okay, so this is the things that I don't know yet whether it's correct. So let me get rid of these guys, right? So we have now a queen sitting all the way in the bottom here. Sorry, that is now becomes a queen. So the queen is sitting here. There's another queen sitting here. And so now where can our fifth queen go? Diagonal. I think I got everything. Two possibilities. Okay, I take the best one. This is the highest one. Let's see what the result of that is. This is no longer, I don't see a loss here, and so that makes me very hopeful. So far, at this level, I always knew, oh, this is not going to work. I don't think I've ever drawn a 6 board yet, right? So let's see what we have now. We have an X here, in level 6, I mean, an X here, a queen here, then a queen there, a queen up here, a queen up there. And what does this now all mean? Well, this row, this row, this row, this row, this row is taken, these columns are taken, and luckily this position is on no diagonal of the other ones. So here, my friends, is our winning position. So this is the solution to the 6 queen problem. It's not the only solution, but you see it's not obvious. I mean, once you do a couple of these, you kind of start seeing how things work. Now you might say, oh, I know, the queen should never be in the top corner. That's not true, because if you look at the 5 queen solution, there the queen has to be in the top corner. Okay? So this is how you solve this quite long solution, I admit. But let's go to the other one. which is much I won't ask this on the quiz because it's a bit too long, but I think you should see these things once in a while. So the last one I can do is, this is going to be much quicker. We have the set 27, 24, 19, 14, 11, and 8, right? And we want to make 60. So just to be like different, I'm going to start with the sum and I'm going to subtracting from it. So no, let's not do that. Okay, I was going to do that, but then I realized that might confuse you. So I'll do this. I start with the empty. Of course, the sum is then, I'll do the sum in green, 0. So green is the sum. And it's a greedy algorithm. We try to put in as much as we can without exceeding the total sum. It always has to be less than the 60. Otherwise, I stop because I know it cannot be done. So I start. The first thing that I can choose, of course, is 27. And that is just sum 27. So 27, I can add the 24 to it, and that still allows me. So 27 and 24, because the total sum is 51. Okay, the next one I cannot add 19 because that's too much. 14 is too much. 11 is too much, but 8 is still working. Oh, of course, I know that you say, oh, Professor, I see this is not going to work. Yes, but we have to work this out in full detail because, so this is now adds up to 59, right? Because, yeah, in real life, these are much bigger sets and much higher numbers, and then it's not obvious to see anymore. But now we see, because at 59, the next thing, we cannot put anything in more. So that is a dead end. What does that mean? I backtrack to the previous position, okay, and yeah, sorry. Yes, right. So this is, yeah. So I have to backtrack to the previous position, but in the previous position I could only put in 8. So there's nothing else I could have done with the previous position. So I backtrack to the one higher than that. There I have a choice. So instead of taking the highest number, I take the second highest number. So 27 and 19, and the sum of those two is 46. Okay, 46. Okay, what can I add to 46? Oh, I see it already. I cannot add 19, but I can add 14. So this is kind of quickly over. It's a bit too easy, actually, this one. I didn't realize that. It is 40, 50. Yeah, this is 60. Okay, yeah. Okay, let me do, perhaps I said, that was 28C. Okay, sorry, I did only that one. I thought there was only one. So let's do, this is number 21. So I did C first, but let's do A now. A, it's same thing. Okay, so now our sum is, yeah, I'll do it over again. I'll do here A. So this is A, and so now we have to be less than, what was it? Oh, we have to be equal to 20. Okay. Now, okay, we start with the empty set, of course. The first I can choose is 19. But it is clear that 19 is a dead end because I cannot add anything to 19 anymore. Let me not write it up even. So the next one I can choose is 14. But there's nothing I can add to 14 because everything will be bigger than 20. So I have to even try the next one. The next number I can try is 11. Oh, here I have a choice. I can add 8. So 11 and 8. But if I do that, I get 19, which is too little, but I'm nothing left anymore. So this doesn't work. So I backtrack back to 11. So at this level, I had other choices. I still could choose 8. But of course, once I choose 8, I have to choose now numbers less than 8, and there's nothing left anymore, so this is also lost. So I have to backtrack even, and there's nothing to backtrack, so this is no solution. After backtracking and looking at all possibilities. So I have here now the full decision tree. Normally in backtracking, this part is far from the full decision tree, right? There are many other combinations, and perhaps some other combinations might also lead to the same answer. That doesn't matter. We're trying to find one answer, okay? But here, because there's no solution, we have to build a full tree and then only conclude it. So as to complexity, we talked about this. This is very, it's time consuming, especially if there's no solution, because you have to then build the whole tree. Okay, and then the last one was, what was the value there? B was 41. So now we want to do less than 41. So again, we have the empty set. So the first choice that we can take is 27. To 27 we can add 24. No, we can add 29. No, we can add 14. Oh, what is this for stupid numbers? I'm sorry. This is not a smart problem. Okay, I'm there. So there was no backtracking. No, I don't like that. So I want to do another one here because I find it a little bit ridiculous that this has worked this way. Let me do 38. So here, this is an extra problem. D doesn't exist, but do 38. Okay. So, okay, so again, start with nothing. The first thing I could try is 27, that works. Oh, no, sorry, this is not a good solution either. I'm sorry, not 38. I don't want to take 38 because that also works. With 27 and 11, I would be done again almost immediately. I don't want to be done right away. So let's do 44. Sorry. So this is extra, right? It's an extra problem if you see where this comes from. So extra, I do 44. Okay, so 27. Okay, 27. Okay, what I can add 24. No, that's too big. 19. No, that's too big. 14. Okay, let's add 14. So we have 27 and 14. That is 41, right? Okay, what can I add to that? 11? No. 8? No. No. So that's a dead end. So 27, I have to back up. What else could I have added to 27? Because there are other possibilities, right? So 27 and I took 14. Now the next one is 11. Okay, let's pick the next lowest one. Sorry, let me copy my thing here again because I don't want to keep going up and down here. 27 and 11, that is 38. So the next one I took 11 now. What is 8? Can I add 8? No, that's 46. No. So this is also dead end. So I backtrack back to 27 and say, okay, what else could I have done with 27? Well, to 27 you could have added 8. But then you see that you're done, right? Because 35 is not what it is and you have no numbers left. So that doesn't work either. So I have to backtrack. So I'm backtracking back to 27. There's no other choice anymore. I did all possible matches, everything that matches with 27. So I have to backtrack to the empty set again. And therefore, take the next available number, that's 24. So I'm going to now take 24. I'm going to go underneath here. That is not how things normally work, but otherwise I'm running out of space. 24. Okay, what can I add to 24? 19, 30, yeah, 43. Yeah, sure. So I'm adding 24 and 19. So this is 30, 43. And I need to do 44, but unfortunately I don't have 1, so this is a losing position. So, okay. I backtrack to 24 and look at what is the next possible thing for 24. That would be 14. So I do 24 and 14. That is 38. Okay, what can I add to 38? Can I add 14? No, 11 to it? No. Can I add 8 to it? No. So again, a losing position. So I keep going. 24 and not 14. The next one is 11. Okay, that is 35 in value. And so I have only one choice. Can I add 8 to that? That's 43. I can, right? I can add 8 to it. 24, 11, and 8. Then the total thing is 43, but they have nothing left. So perhaps another thing is when you do this when you have a long list here, you don't know exactly what is coming, right? So you have to do and then hope that there's still more letters, more numbers that you can use. See, you're trying to find a solution by accessing as little as possible, right? That's why you only go as far as you think you need to go, but you go this far and now you say, okay, give me my next number. No, nothing. It's like, by the way, this is almost like blackjack, right? You cannot exceed 44, right? You're drawing the next card, so to speak. You know it's going to be less than 8, but or there might be no card anymore, and this is unfortunately there's no card anymore. So we backtrack to 11. That didn't work, so we go to 8. But of course, since 8 is the only one left, we know this is not going to work because this is 32, and that's not a solution because there's nothing left anymore. So this means we have to backtrack up to 24. From 24, everything we tried, so we backtrack to the empty set, and the next thing that is available is now 19. Okay, I'm gonna have to move this guy again. So let's move this guy now here. Okay, so I'm going here now. So this is 19. Okay, what can I add to 19? Let's start 14, yes, okay, 19 and 14. 19 and 14. So this is 33. Okay, and what is the next one I can now add to that? Can I go one lower? 33 plus 11. Oh, that's it. 19, 14, 11. I got 44. Okay, and so I found the solution. You see, the numbers that I gave you to do the problem were not such nice numbers, so that's why I gave you this extra number 44. Okay. Yeah, 38 was too simple. That I'm sorry, I thought that's what the one I gave you, but I actually had given you 44, so that was a good number. Okay. All right, that's it for the homework.